Okay, so as a tree here, I am going to give you a sort of breakdown on my whole thoughts and the whole Google Plus slash YouTube integration and the controversy erupting from that. I am on the opposite of what most people seem to feel about it. I think it's a good thing, and I suppose I can understand people's disorientation and sort of disconcerting nature of this whole change to our environment here. But we are free users of YouTube, and YouTube is constantly growing as well. And so I kind of understand the need to integrate everything from a design sort of perspective. If you really think about all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, it is a lot of resources that need to be met in order to make YouTube work the way that it does. And YouTube is not the only Google service. Google also maintains email. They have Google Docs. There are a whole number of different services that YouTube, Google, and all this stuff really need combined into more of an integrated kind of framework that will allow Google to push that data out to people in a more kind of closely mapped mechanism to how people use these services and these social networks. And so it makes sense to me that they would eventually have to kind of depreciate their old legacy system and opt in for a new kind of system that is more scalable in the long run than what they originally had. And I believe that this will open up potentially a whole host of avenues to explore for developers and for websites and mobile apps and all this stuff that would not have been possible under their old YouTube comments section that really wasn't social as we understand it today. It was more of like just a little thread where you could go and post stuff, and it needed a lot of work. This was an inevitable change that was bound to happen at some point in the future. Of course, now I am not without my criticisms of Google+. There are still areas where they need improvement. There may still be some bugs, as I'll show you momentarily. With that being said, let's take a look at some of the features here on Google+. See if we can't find any discrepancies or bugs or anything like that. Okay, so as you can see, I am on the Discover section of Google+, and I am going to try and follow some people on here and see what happens. As you can see, we got theoretical bullshit right here. I really like some of his videos, and so I am going to list him as a super user. And it seems to have frozen. This is the deal. Is this it's going to correct itself, or are we just going to close this tab? What's going on? It's not that difficult of a request. Anything? Really? It's gonna crash this tab? Just wait. Give it some time. I have faith in you, Google+. I believe that you can recover from this any second now. There we go. Okay, excellent. So apparently resource intensive. But on a lighter note, who is this? I've never seen her before. She is really hot. I mean, I'm sure she's a very talented YouTuber. I would love to check out her profile, her platform. Let's move on. A long time ago, I understood that the old system was antiquated. It had a long way to go to catch up to the social networks today. I have always said that the comment section on YouTube, it really needs a lot of work, and where it was just it was a dying legacy system. They held on to it as long as they could, but eventually it just had to go. It's like kind of like the whole difference between Python 2, like everything before Python 3, and then you got the new system that isn't backwards compatible. Some of you may understand, some of you may not. But Python is a programming language, and they essentially broke code before Python 3 in order to make the Python programming language a better language in order to build for the future and to plan for stuff that hasn't even been designed yet. That was a sacrifice that they had to make. Python 2 is still kind of in a large use right now, but whereas YouTube comment section has kind of been thrust into this new framework, and people have been somewhat disoriented and angry as well. I mean, some people have threatened to close their accounts and all this stuff. They feel as if their territory has somewhat been violated, and I can kind of relate to this. I felt much the same way when I realized that things were different. As a severely kind of obsessive compulsive kind of person, I don't really take kindly to changes in my environment, especially when they are abrupt and sort of forced upon me. That can definitely be disconcerting. But I do understand this is just the kind of the dawning of a new era, and a lot of people are going to be resistant to that change. But how consumers perceive certain services and products and all that stuff, these things change after a while. Google, YouTube, they need a way to sort of unify their interests. They need a way to sort of unify their diverse collection of services and user bases and all this stuff into a model. And this model is the Google Plus model. And people may think that, oh, well, they want you to, to stop using Facebook or stop using your other stuff and come back to them, and everybody just jump on Google Plus. And actually, I'm sure they would love that. But that's not exactly what has to be the case. I still have Facebook. I still haven't switched entirely. A lot of people aren't even on Google Plus yet. But I do use it as a mechanism to interact with YouTube, to get comments. All this stuff kind of comes through my Google Plus. And so I just kind of associate this with my YouTube account. And this is, in fact, my YouTube Google Plus account. So it is very easy for me to just jump on Google Plus and check out my messages, and I can even do it from YouTube itself. So as you can see, I'll go right here. I'll go into YouTube, and it will show exactly the same little bell over there that I'm seeing over here will show up on my YouTube account. See, so there I am right there. And it just takes a second to finish loading. Comcast is having problems fixing my internet, and so I'm sort of borrowing a Wi-Fi signal right now, with permission, of course. But as you can see, there I am over here, and if I click on this little bell here, you'll see that it will say, okay, it's opening notifications, and I have got some marks on my some of the photos that I've dropped with some kind of essays or questions that I've kind of posted to various communities on Google+. They've apparently have gotten some other requests, some posts, some comments, and so on. It's very easy. I mean, all of this is kind of unified or sort of integrated with all of these services. If I had some blogs or something like that, the blog comments would show up, whether it's Google Plus or whether it's YouTube. I can sort of get what I need right here, and I don't have to go anywhere else. On the old system, I had to go up here, I had to click on this, I had to click on Video Manager, I had to wait for it to load, and sometimes that could take longer than others, and so finally it loaded, and then I gotta go down here, and then I gotta click on Inbox, and then I wait, and so I waited long enough. Okay, now I wanted to check out a comment, so it looks like I got a message from CJ, and then I click on this. It was nice to hear from you, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I click on maybe the comments that I have. So comments, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's very sort of unintuitive, but people just kind of got used to this sort of method, and the simpler method of just saying, hey, click on here, no matter where I'm at, whether it's here or Google Plus, I get my comments. and it's very easy. I can't imagine an easier way. And even more sort of impressive in my mind is the fact that now comments are not limited to, say, 500 characters. If I wanted to leave a much longer comment, kind of leaving my thoughts on a particular video, if it maybe inspires another rant of the month, then I can leave that on there, and it will post it directly to my Facebook. See, I'm still, it's a, what do you call it, a Freudian slip. No, I'm still use Facebook. I'm so used to using it, but I probably would post it to Facebook. But automatically, I can post it to Google Plus, as it takes a long time for it to load. I got a lot of stuff running in the background. But as you can see right here, also share on Google Plus. If I type this comment out here, hit post, it's going to post this publicly. I could also share it with different circles if I wanted to. I'm going to share it with public circles. If not, then I could say I want it to only go to my super users circle, and that includes like about 19 people. So it's pretty well designed to the extent that just because I'm sharing something doesn't necessarily mean that it is going to get shared with all of my friends. Just the groups of friends that I have designated to see that material, and that really helps. Because say I want to watch a video on High Times or something like that. High Times. See, maybe I'm visiting the Canada's Cup or something this year, and I had just got through sampling some really awesome cannabis, and I just have to share this with my friends. I just want to post this and say, hey, you guys got to try this new cannabis and or whatever. So I'm gonna, that's gotta stop from playing. Okay, but yeah, say I wanted to share this. I don't have to share it with all of my friends, just the ones that I designate. Say I had some work colleagues or maybe even my boss or the owner of the company or who knows. Then I might say, okay, well, I don't want to share that publicly. I want to share that with only my super users, and that would just go to them. And so if I had another circle that was specifically for my professional life, well, that they're not going to see that. They are only going to see what is designated for them as a user or a friend or a member of one of your circles. And so I think that it is a great system. It's only a matter of time before there are new services that integrate with this and make the whole YouTube experience more fulfilling. That is indeed what they are trying to do. And so I just hope that everybody realizes that, or at least tries to reflect on it a moment and say, you know what, this is understandable from a design perspective, from a business perspective. YouTube wants to stay in business. They want to maintain themselves as a going concern into the future and beyond. So, tell me what your thoughts are. If you like the whole comment section, if you don't, if you are so angry that you have had to seek maybe counseling or go on antidepressants, I want to know. Leave me your thoughts in the comments section and tell me either what you think I was right about or why you think I'm completely insane. So I guess that will be it for now. Take care, everybody. If you haven't already, feel free to comment, rate, and subscribe. And if you are so assailed, feel free to send your hate mail to Facebook and Google+.
You are not being led by a human brain. You are being led by a robot.